Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be giving my review on these Amazon Nerf bars. Number one thing is the hardware. The first thing I noticed while putting these on was that my bolts did not fit here. You're supposed to use your stock footback bolts that came off of your four-wheeler. Mine did not work. They bottomed out. I just went and bought four new bolts. It was 10mm by a 1.20 thread pitch, which is, I think, just regular fine pitch bolts. So had to buy them. The other thing I had to do was find a bolt for this peg that goes through the Nerf bar and through the peg to hold it on. That was the only two problems I really had while putting these on. Had to go find them, which is no big deal, but just kind of a pain and just something to look out for. Number one thing I will say is that these are built very well. I looked at a couple other brands. There were a lot more. These were 120-ish. They have a black Nerf bar with red netting, which is like 100, and then a aluminum Nerf bar with black netting, which was like 140 or something. And this was kind of in the middle of the road of their kind. So this is what I went with. It matches everything pretty good. The finish is really good, and they actually are pretty sturdy. I weigh 260, 270-ish, and I can stand right on the Nerf bar. Does not bend. The peg feels pretty good. It's a wide peg, which was kind of different to get used to, because the old one was so skinny. The other thing I will say about these is that the ground clearance is better than old ones. My old ones sagged down pretty bad. They were all bent up and stuff, and this probably raised it about an inch, so that's a good thing. The one thing I wish this thing did have is a bracket on the back to the frame. There is a couple brands that have that. I think Tusk I seen, they kind of have a bracket for the back plastic, so they kind of, you can drill a hole in your back plastic. I was not into that. You probably wouldn't have to do that, but I don't know. I didn't like them. They were kind of more, and most of the time all I do is trail ride, hill climb, and maybe hit a motocross track every once in a while. Nothing too crazy. I mean, these are going to hold up very well for what I'm doing. If I was going to go race motocross track, maybe I would look into something more, but for a budget-friendly product, I think this is really great. I mean, I stood on them, messed around with them, rode it, feels great. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I trust them 100%. The one thing as a tip, if you do buy these, I will say, is to make sure that this bracket is pressed up against their frame. I think that's going to help sturdy them up. Nerf bars are known to wiggle loose or come loose eventually, and I think that's going to help it a bunch. My old ones just had a bar through the front, and every time you stepped on it would bend, or it just wasn't as nice as these ones, I'll tell you that. For $120, I think I would definitely buy them again. They feel great. The foot pegs are actually adjustable. You can slide them in or out, just depending on what you want. My feet fit very well on them, under the shifter, on top, and on the brake. I mean, they feel good, they do look good, and I'd definitely buy them again if I had another four-wheeler to put them on. So that is honestly my opinion. The only other brand that I was looking at was like $300 something, and I don't ride it enough to put that kind of money into them. So then the reason why I liked them is because they had an extra bracket going off here to the frame, and that would help them sturdy up even more. I mean, they're really not even loose, so I don't know. It's just food for thought. Think about that if you're buying them. But I think they work good. So thank you for watching. That's my opinion. They're gonna work well for what I need them to, and I would recommend them.